And welcome back to the Blitz, ladies and gentlemen. I am Johnny Clumpy. I'm joined by,
Devon Osman.
and we are back to talk about the NFL. It's been a while. School's been busy. We've been working on stuff. We've been filming movies. We've been calling football games. So it's been a while since you guys have seen us, but we're right around the halfway point of the NFL season. It was before last week. We're now into week 11, but week 10 is the one that just wrapped up. Obviously, we had a Thursday night game a week ago, but all of these are based on every stat we cover will be through week 10, among other things. But it is awesome to be back. But we're going to start it off with the week 11 Thursday night game. The Patriots and the Jets played in a dominant Patriots win.
I mean, weren't the Jets winning at one point, to be fair?
The Jets were up at the end of the first quarter, actually, but then the Patriots took the lead and kind of never looked back.
Travion Henderson just had a pretty good game.
Travion Henderson was the story. The rookie running back putting up 93 yards from scrimmage with 3 touchdowns. 2 of them on the ground, 1 on the receiving end. That was Drake May's only passing touchdown as the Patriots put up 27 points, but with 2 field goals and 3 touchdowns. Justin Fields was okay. He had 2 total touchdowns, but he also had a fumble lost. He leads the NFL in fumbles lost since 2022. So his turnover problem acted up again. But Stephon Diggs was also very good for the Patriots. 9 receptions, 105 yards. It says there. The Jets, we just kind of got to fill out the graphic. Otherwise, Breece Hall was okay. 14 carries for 58 yards, and then he added 6 more on the receiving end. And then John Mechie III had a touchdown, was one of his 3 catches for 45 yards.
Yeah, I mean, as well, Drake May obviously didn't have to do that much last night due to they're playing the Jets, one of the worst teams, and we'll get to that with power rankings, one of the worst teams in the league for sure. So obviously he didn't need to have a super night, only 1 passing touchdown, and I believe it was 2 Travion Henderson, so he had 3 touchdowns on the night.
But May was still good. I mean, he had 281 passing yards and had an 8.3 average, so that's still very solid for
his
for
MVP
Drake May.
type campaign that he's working his way towards.
It adds to that. I'm going to try to find his EPA yesterday, but I don't know if I'll be able to.
I don't even know what that is.
Estimated points added per play, so it's an efficiency stat, and he's one of the top in the NFL this year in EPA per play. But I don't know if I can find specific games because it's kind of a hard stat to find. It's one of the more advanced stats, but it's just a quarterback efficiency stat and a team stat. It's a good way to measure teams and like how good a defense is or how good a certain quarterback is. But yeah, Drake May was pretty good.
I mean, while do you want to look, I can mention just a little bit how just our fantasy, just super quick while you've looked for that. Our fantasy league right now is the very top is very close. You got Rowan 8-2, then you have 5 teams 6-4. Noah, Vincent, me, Luke, and Brendan. Then you have Brody 5-5, Isaac and Henry 3-7, and Johnny 1-9. It's going to be close. Top 6 teams will make the playoffs. Team last place, once the season's over, will get the punishment. And as of right now, it's looking towards Johnny's way, but there's still, 3 weeks left?
Yeah, there's still a chance. I just got to win a couple games because I play Henry, who has been also just as cold as me as of late I think next week, so I got to pull off the upset over Noah this week, but it's not off to a great start.
And then I faced Drake May yesterday. Luckily, due to playing the Jets, he didn't need to do too much. Only 21 points put up, so very much a number I hopefully can make up on the Sunday when games are played. But very exciting for football. It's close to becoming towards the end. Playoffs coming soon. You can kind of see them coming. You kind of can see. Do we know who the best teams are still? Like, it's still very
No, there's a lot of
confusing.
parity, which is a good thing. The NFL kind of needed this. Like, the Chiefs are still good, the Bills are still good, but like obviously they don't have the best records in their conference or the league. I mean, the Patriots are good, the Colts are awesome and fun. The Lions are good again, the Eagles are good again. The NFC is a little more chalky, but still, like, the end of the playoffs are pretty fun. And the Seahawks are kind of coming out of nowhere. Nobody really expected the Seahawks to be this good, but Sam Darnold's been playing great.
Shit, Darnold's been awesome. Like I think he's like top 5 projected MVP.
Yeah,
right
he would be like the 5th on
He
my
had
ballot.
he had he had that dud game, but they won by 44, so he didn't need to do anything.
Yeah,
against
he'd be
the
like
Cardinals.
the 5th on my ballot, but he's been pretty good. But that's enough for the Thursday night game. Drake May was good again, as he's kind of the only thing needed to talk about. It was expected that this game would be a blowout, and the Patriots took care of business. So on to our power rankings for the first time this year, the midseason power rankings. If I can pull it up. But yeah, so Devon and I did this every 2 weeks during the Major League Baseball season for MLB. This is the first time we're doing it for the NFL, giving it all season. But we're also going to use this since we haven't been on the show for a while. The Raiders at 30. Devon has the Saints there.
Yeah, who knows where out the Raiders? I could have them top 10. You don't know.
Yeah, Devon might overrate them very bad. They competed the last 2 weeks with good teams. I don't know.
Gentie's been good.
Geno's
Gentie's been
bad.
I got it. Gentie, he's been as good as he can with this horrible O-line, this bad offense. Gentie's been as good as possible. And so ever since he went back to his college stance in the backfield, it's been better. So
The last 2 weeks have been kind of not great. 3.2 yards per carry last week, and then 3.2 again against the Jaguars, and then 3.5 against the Chiefs. So it's been 3 weeks since.
I mean, but the thing is, it's because he has no protection. It's him against the world, pretty much.
I know, but there's been better weeks. The last couple weeks have still been kind of rough for
Okay.
us and Genty. I'm hoping.
I'm trying to find an upside
I
here.
know, they are like the most bleak team somehow.
I don't like how
no, the
short.
Titans
I
were
know you're
worse.
taller than me, but I don't like how short I felt.
They're always short. So
Okay.
then I have the Jets at 29. The defense is surprisingly good. I mean, not surprisingly. This is a fine roster.
Did
It's
they
just
trade away
have-
like 2 of their
Yeah.
defensive players?
So they struggled a little bit. Like they struggled against the Patriots, obviously. But last week against the Browns, I mean, they basically won off special teams and touchdowns. So, special teams, it was a punt return and a kick return touchdown. That was 14 of their 27 points last week. So, but the defense is still pretty solid. Obviously, it's hard to stop Drake May. So,
I have Browns 29. Spoiler alert, Raiders are 28. It's just because of bias. I like Genty.
yeah,
So,
the Jets,
so that's my
the
that's
nice
the
thing
reasoning.
about the Jets is nothing.
The Jets, Justin Fields can be
He can throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage.
a
Let's say that.
bye-week decent fantasy QB. That's the positive.
Honestly, yeah.
All right.
All right, then 28. Devon has the Raiders. I have the Browns. The Browns, the nice thing is
Their
Dylan
defense?
Gabriel. The defense is really good, as expected. And Dylan Gabriel isn't the worst player in the NFL, so he doesn't turn the ball over.
Granted,
so
I don't know if he can see over his O-lineman, though.
he doesn't really turn the ball over, though, so he gets that.
And then we both have Commanders at 27. Jaden Daniels
was good when he played, so that's your positive.
They lost Eckler very early in the season. Haven't been able to make up that production. They've had wide receiver injuries.
Yeah, my positive is Jane Daniels still looks very good when he's on the field. Obviously, he's dealt with injuries this year. On to 26, the New York Football Giants. Devon has the Dolphins. The Giants, the nice thing is Jackson Dart and Camp's got to be hurt now, but Jackson Dart looks good. Actually, very good. He was really good against the Bears last week before he went down with an injury, and he will be out this week. So,
Yeah, for me, like the back half of for these rankings, I'm just looking at next year as well slightly. Like the Giants have a bit more than the Dolphins right now, it seems, for their futures. So I have the Giants slightly ahead as well.
Yeah.
And the Giants seem to have found their QB possibly.
yeah, maybe. The Bengals, I have them at 25. As Devon
Giants.
discussed, he has the Giants at 25. The Bengals, the nice thing is Joe Burrow might be coming back.
But it might
earlier than
be
expected. Earlier
too
than expected.
late. Is the
It
only
could be too
issue.
late, but it's earlier than expected, and Joe Flacco still looks
And
decent.
Flacco hasn't even been bad. It's just the defense is so crap.
Joe Flacco looks decent, so that's something. Then, as we move on to the next set, 24, I have the Dolphins. Devon has the Bengals. This is kind of the end of that tier. After this, we get into, like, decent football teams for the most part.
Mhm.
But for the Dolphins, the nice thing, they won a game.
It's 2-0 on a con.
They beat the Bills in blowout fashion, too, and everybody kind of looked good. So the vibes aren't at an all-time low.
Is 2-0 on a
Anyway.
contract?
Yes.
That's unfortunate. Well, there's a negative. Um,
And then 23.
Falcons and Cardinals.
Yes.
I have Cardinals. They've just blown a lot of late games. I believe the Titans' only win was one of those that the Cardinals blew late.
Yeah.
So I would put them in with this tier. Have just not been very good this year.
Yeah. But the Falcons have really struggled as of late. They almost pulled off the upset over the Colts, but then still ended up losing in overtime. And then the Patriots beat them in a close one, and then they got blown out by Tua at home. So the last, I mean, they've lost. They beat the Commanders before Jane Daniels was like hurt. Mariota played that game, but like we didn't know Jane Daniels was out for the season, so we still thought the Commanders were decent. And then they went and beat the Bills at home, and then they've lost 5 straight. So yeah, they're not really. So been a rough stretch for them, but the positive is
Their 2 rookie edge rushers aren't that bad.
yeah, Bijan's really good. Bijan's a top 5 running back in the NFL, as expected.
Except Algier is taking touchdowns from him.
Yeah.
So
The Cowboys are 3-5-1, but they're like really close to being better than that. So
that's why I have them a bit higher. Dak has still been pretty good.
Yeah.
And
but
the
they-
offense, it's just the defense.
They did get blown out by Denver, and then they lost the Cardinals last week, but they're going to look to get back on track against the Raiders this week. The nice thing is Dak is back to looking really good, and the offense is amazing. So then the Cardinals, the nice thing is Marvin Harrison Jr. looks good finally. So he's finally kind of breaking out into the true player he is. I think I'm a little bit higher on the Cardinals. I think it's just I like Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. They did just get blown out by the Seahawks, but that
they're just, to
Cowboys
me,
win and they're competing with teams better than other teams.
To me, the Cardinals seem to have a QB problem. Like, I don't know if Murray's the guy based on what I've been seeing. Like, people have been questioning if he is the guy for the Cardinals.
Yeah, it's a maybe for sure.
Because I think they played better when it was their backup. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but I think
Jacoby Brissett.
I think he had a better game than Murray did all year. And I think he had multiple. So there just seems to be a slight quarterback problem.
Yeah, and then Devin, you have the Vikings at 21. But as we go to the next page, we'll talk about the Vikings because Devin, you have the Panthers at 20, and I have the Vikings at 20. I don't want to say anything positive about the Vikings, but the defense is still good. Obviously, I think McCarthy is fine, and he's looked pretty solid. Like he has more picks than touchdowns, and he's not putting up a bunch
Here's
of
the
yards.
positive.
But
As of recording, the Vikings are 1-0 against the Bears. That will soon change, though.
that is true. But I'm not saying that it's positive about them. J.J. McCarthy is.
I mean,
Okay.
they're the reason the Bears aren't in first. Is that a positive?
Not necessarily. Well, yeah, never mind, because we'd have the same record. We'd have a better record than the Lions.
Yeah.
You're right, sure.
So there's positive. They're causing a division rival not to be in first.
Of the division, though, so they're still helping another division rival. Actually, no, that's the positive. They beat the Lions somehow. They can compete with the top dogs of the division, just the other games. Then I have the Panthers at 19. Bryce Young is not bad at quarterback. So.
Yeah, I got some hate messages when I talked about Bryce Young, mostly from former host Brendan Gagan when I talked about and
You called
hated
him
on.
terrible.
Yeah, I hated on Bryce Young, and I got some hate messages after that show from Mr. Brendan Gagan. So don't
Bryce
know about that.
Young looks solid, and they've been able to win some fun games. I mean, like they beat the Packers, but they did just lose to the Saints, so it's tough. They really needed that win because they have a pretty easy schedule down the stretch. That would have been huge for them to try to make a push for the 7th seed, but they did fail to beat the Saints. Then the Jags and the Texans, it's kind of the same story for both. We'll talk about the Jags first. The positive is they have a winning record and are playing decent football, but it's been a rough stretch. They went and beat the Chiefs, and everyone was like, okay, maybe this team is legit.
Their first.
Then they lost the Seahawks, got killed by the Rams. They barely beat the Raiders.
They lost on their bye week as well. Their first-round pick got injured on bye as well. So
Yeah, they barely beat the Raiders, and then they blew a 19-point lead to the division rival Texans just this past week. To Davis Mills, too. Not even C.J. Stroud. Trevor Lawrence struggled, so that is why they are below the Texans, who are 17. And on the Texans side of things, they're looking better. They've won 4 of their last 6. So, and the losses are to Seattle and Denver, and they almost beat Denver, but Denver has that lucky fourth quarter magic, so they came back to win. But they get the Titans this week, so the Texans could very easily be 5-5 and start making that push for the playoffs again. Yeah, they beat the Niners. They beat Jacksonville, who's still a good team, rather you know how they've played. So the Texans are getting back, are getting right.
for sure. And then we'll talk about
the top half of the NFL after a break. And welcome back to the Blitz. We are covering power rankings. We're getting to the top half of the NFL. This is the more fun side of things. We get a little bit more time to talk about these better teams. Took a little bit longer than we wanted to get through those the bottom half of the NFL, but now we're into the fun side. The Pittsburgh Steelers are both of our 16s, right where they should be. The least surprising outcome is that the Steelers are mid. No one is surprised by this. The positive is Mike Tomlin is doing what Mike Tomlin does, leading the Steelers to be mid.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers hasn't looked horrible.
He's looked good, actually. Aaron Rodgers has been pretty good, very good, except for last week. He was not good against the Chargers, but other than that, he's been pretty good. Nothing great, but he's been good. Then we get to 15, where Devon has the Ravens. I have the Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams plays football in 2 days, so the positive is the Bears have a real coach for the first time in 5 years. 6, 7 years. Wow, that was a long time ago. Matt Nagy was still solid, so he led us to the playoffs.
How many years ago?
Well, he got fired in 2021, so 4 years.
Oh, okay.
But
and then Eberflus took over?
Yeah.
Well, it's not just head coach. There's more positives.
It's not
here.
head coach, but I think
The
that's
entire team is looking
the big
pretty
takeaway is the Bears are coming back from double-digit leads consistently, which is a huge credit to coaching. Obviously, the players have to play, but a huge thing of this is coaching because these are all games that the Bears would not have won under Eberflus. So
yeah, Caleb. The thing is, Caleb still seems to be holding on the ball a little bit too long still, which is causing him to run and make plays while moving when he doesn't need to.
Last week it wasn't really the issue. Like, it wasn't really his fault. A lot of it was
drop balls.
A lot of it was just due to the Giants getting pressure. Like, he actually, like, a lot of it was like he wasn't getting the time to throw in the pocket, so he had to create his own play, and that's where Caleb Williams had one of his best games of his career. The stats don't show it, but he had 8 drops from his receivers that left about 100 yards and 2 touchdowns off his stat line, and he still ended the game with 2 total touchdowns. Go-ahead touchdown. The Cardiac Bears. Caleb Williams is very good, and he is right there to, I think, being the complete QB1 in Chicago. I think we need like one more consistent game because it's been he only gets like 2 good ones and then he goes back to struggling. So this will be a big test against the Vikings. It's a must-win game because the schedule only gets harder from here. They have to win this game. So, but then the Ravens are my 14. Devon has the Packers. The Ravens are Devon's 15. Lamar Jackson's back. They're going to start winning games again.
The defense has been better, but it's still the same
The defense has been better, but they get the Browns. They'll probably have a winning record by Thanksgiving, and then they get like they kind of get that off week, a fun week. I expect them to get the job done because they get the Browns and Jets next. Then they play on Thanksgiving against the Bengals. They could be 7-5 by the time Thanksgiving Day ends. So
I don't know. For the Ravens, I don't think they changed anything on defense, just they've been better.
Yeah.
So it's still the same guys that looked bad the first 8 games.
Yeah, but the positive is they have the top 3 quarterback in the NFL.
I'm just telling you why they're 15 for me, and I have the Bears over them and Packers over them.
But they beat the Bears without their quarterback.
I'm also a biased sports fan.
Okay.
So
then I have the Broncos at 13. Wow, this is actually a shocker. They are 8-2, but they are the
worst,
dumbest 8-2 ever. And people like to make the argument that they are very similar to the Chiefs last year because they win a bunch of one-score games. The Chiefs had Patrick Mahomes. They have Bo Nix, who is looking bad. Patrick Mahomes was just not being a superstar last year. Like, he was looking like it wasn't like overthrows. They just he played conservatively for whatever reason. It was really weird. But Bo Nix has looked bad the last couple of weeks. There's been a drop off of production outside of he had the good weeks against the Giants and the Cowboys back-to-back, but those are 2 of the worst defenses in the NFL. Then he struggled against the Texans, who aren't that great of a defense. He struggled against the Raiders, who aren't that great of a defense. And he struggled against the Jets. So
Yeah.
I just don't trust this team. They're winning one-score games though. The positives, they're 8-2.
That's why I have them a bit higher. It's just record-wise.
I don't want to hate on them that much. They're still a solid team, but they're just winning games.
It's
stupidly.
hard for them to not make the playoffs at this point with 8-2. So that's why
This is a playoff.
that's
range,
why I have them higher, just because they're 8-2. Even though it's a very weird 8-2, and that's also why the Bears are higher than the Ravens and Packers due to the better record as well.
All right. And on to the next for the 12-9 section. We both have the Chiefs at 12. The positive is they still have a top 3 quarterback in the sport, arguably the best quarterback in the sport because he's kind of outperformed Allen and Lamar this year. In the NFL, you have to take previous years into account. You can't just go 1 year at a time. Otherwise, player rankings get really weird. And Mahomes has looked like an MVP candidate. He'd probably be the 4th on my ballot if I had one, but obviously I'm not an NFL voter, which is a good thing. But the positive is they get 2 huge games for them this week, especially just in the landscape of the overall playoffs. They get the Broncos this week, and they get the Colts next week. But the big thing for them is they are really good. Andy Reid is really good off a bye week. Patrick Mahomes rarely loses 2 games in a row in his career, so they have a good chance to get right back in the division race by beating the Broncos this week, and then they could beat the Colts again the following week. And their schedule is just kind of easier from here on out. Outside, like their non-division games are very favorable for them, and they have Patrick Mahomes. There's your positives.
I'm not talking positive about this team. It's like the Dodgers for NFL. They're good. It's like Shohei Ohtani. Mahomes is really good. I just don't want to.
He doesn't appreciate greatness.
I don't want to
He doesn't
verbally. I don't want to verbally appreciate.
He doesn't
greatness.
appreciate greatness. That's what it is.
All
right, then next, the Green Bay Packers. All hell is loose. It's really not. I mean, yeah, they lost to the Panthers, and
their offense has
looked very bad. But this team has a get-right game against the Giants this week. They still have good wins all year.
When's There's something that once it happens, Jordan Love becomes really good.
It's Toyota-thon. I think it already happened. Unless I'm wrong. I don't know. Toyota-thon is coming up. That's the Packers positive. No, but I mean, like the defense has been good.
Mid-November. So it's about to come up. So Jordan Love is about to become.
We'll say that's our positive. Is Toyota-thon Jordan Love is about to come and save the season. They're at 11 for me because they're still solid. Like this is not a bad football team, by any means. They lost to the Eagles, and they held the Eagles to 10 points. Like you can't knock them for that.
That was a bad game.
It was a bad game.
We didn't get to talk about that. Wasn't that a
Monday
that was a
night.
prime? Yeah, that was
it was a bad
only
football
game on.
It was a bad football game, but the defense held the Eagles to 10 points. So how much more can you ask from?
And it was a scoreless first half as well.
Yeah.
So, but
then I have the Buccaneers at 10 and the Chargers at 9. Devin has them flip-flopped. They've just not looked as great as late. I mean, the Chargers are now 7-3.
Sure, you talk Bucks. I can talk.
The Buccaneers are 6-3. But it's been I don't know. They lost the Lions handedly. Then they did beat the Saints, but it's the Saints, and then they lost to the Patriots again. The offense is Baker just hasn't looked as good. Baker was an MVP candidate, top 2 in MVP by week 6, but then his play has dropped off a lot, and it's kind of hurting the overall team. But the positive is they're still deep in playoff contention and are poised to make another run.
Yeah, Chargers. They're struggling. They have a bunch of O-line injuries, so it's hard for a run game to go in. It's hard to protect Justin Herbert. Granted, he's a really good QB, but when he's constantly having to make throws while in motion, it's very difficult to have a successful offense. As well as Vidal is their starting running back until Hamptons comes back. He's showing progress right now, though. But due to the O-line injuries and stuff, that's why I have the Buccaneers slightly higher, because I believe that they're a slightly better team.
Yeah, and they've won 3 straight, so they're getting hot. They're playing better as of late than the Buccaneers, and this team is still very talented. The defense is really good. But as we move to the next, this is where a lot of the difference comes in between our rankings. But the Bills and Niners, I'll talk about. You can talk about the Niners. I'll talk about the Bills. Wait, you talk about the Bills.
one.
I'll talk about the Niners. I mean, it's kind of the same story for the Bills. They're just inconsistent right now. Like they go and beat the Chiefs, they go and blow out the Panthers, but they lose to the Falcons and they lose to the Dolphins. So by 2 scores each of those games too. So Josh Allen's just being like not the best version of himself. He's playing fine, but could look a lot better. The 49ers are playing well with Mac Jones, but Brock Purdy was named the starter, I think. Yeah, on Thursday Night Football last night they said that Brock Purdy was named the starter. They just got blown out by the
Rams.
The Rams at home, but I think Brock Purdy gets back and he kind of goes back to his old form. That's what I believe will happen. That's what I have him. They probably should have been at 8, but
yeah,
it's okay. It's okay.
I mean, who knows? But they have the best running backs in football as well, which helps a lot. They're about to get their starting QB back. It's just but the
Purdy's
Bills
back. They're positive.
Huh?
Brock Purdy is back. That is their
Yeah.
positive.
Well, I mean, CMC's been healthy all season.
Yeah.
That's also positive. Last year didn't have him at all. But I have the Bills just slightly higher due to Allen's been on the field every game compared to Brock Purdy. So since, yes, he's coming back from injury, but, like, I assume you're not 100% as soon as you come back.
Yeah.
So, Allen, in the Bills, I have slightly higher.
Yeah. And then I have the Seahawks at 6, and Devon has the Eagles. The Seahawks, Sam Darnold the contract does not look bad whatsoever. People kind of thought they overpaid, but Sam Darnold's looking like a top
Isn't it
5
like
MVP candidate. So
is it like, what, 55 mil?
yeah, but it's not all like guaranteed. So
Oh.
yeah, I mean he's just looked.
He's been
Darnold's
good.
looked remarkable. So I think he's the leader in EPA actually. So that's your positive. Sam Darnold's awesome.
Philly, I have low due to.
I talk about him though. We'll get to him. You can explain your reasoning, but we gotta hurry.
All right then, I'm just here.
We are over time for this.
Okay,
segment,
go.
Then I have the Patriots at 5. The schedule is just so bad. They're winning games, so I'm not going to knock them for winning, but the schedule is so bad. They beat the Bills, and that's it. I need to see one more real team. Well, they beat the Buccaneers too, so. But that's why they're at 5. I just feel like the schedule's just so poor. If they can pull off a Bills win again, it'll probably be number 1. But I need to see just one more legit win. But Drake May is the MVP, maybe, possibly. That's your positive. So, like, I don't know. He's awesome. He's so good. He made a fantastic sophomore year leap.
Travion Henderson's looking good.
Yeah. Devon has the Colts at 5. All right, I have the Eagles at 4. The team is just talented. Like it's hard to like deny they win football games, whether you like it or not.
Saquon's not having as good of a year. Hurts is not running as much either, mixed with the fact that they made us have to watch that Packers game.
Nice.
So.
But Hurts has been pretty good. He only 16 passing touchdowns and 1 pick. He has 21 total touchdowns. So
I know. It's just he hasn't been running as much. That was one of his main things. And Saquon's also been having a down season. So the run game's been less for the Eagles entirely.
Yeah. But the defense is making up for it. So then I have the Lions at 3, even though they lost to the Vikings a week ago, but they had a dominant win over the Commanders. They beat the Buccaneers. Their only losses are the Chiefs and the Vikings, and J.J. McCarthy turned on his alter ego 9 to win the Vikings that game. So what are you going to do? Because when 9's in that mode, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't want this team's just another, like, I knew the talent would break through. They're 6-2 in their last 8 games. So
yeah,
they're
we can just go to your
one
2.
of the best offenses in the league. Then the Colts. It's Jonathan Taylor is the MVP, possibly. I don't know. He's one of the top 3. He's so good, and the defense is helping win games, and they are making Daniel Jones look like a good NFL quarterback. So
Maybe he is. Maybe.
Who knows? Then we got the Rams. They're my number one. This team is hotter than lava right now. Winners of 5 of their last 6, but the wins are just by blowout fashion. They dominated the 49ers. They dominated the Saints. They dominated the Jags, who are a solid team. 14-point win over the Ravens. They did lose the 49ers, but they also beat the Colts. So this team is just looking incredibly dominant, especially over good teams. Matthew Stafford's playing out of his mind, and he came into this year with an injury. Everyone thought he might decline a lot. He hasn't looked like it. He has the most passing touchdowns in the NFL. And right now they're looking like the best team in the NFL. That's the positive.
Yeah. But yeah, I have Chargers 1. We both agree. What to say? Thank you, Rowan, as well. Helped me with the power rankings. The top teams are kind of weird. Like, it's hard to see where the Colts are, Patriots, Seahawks. Like, all 3 of these teams last year were nothing. So it's very difficult to see where these teams are. Yeah. But the Chargers are the one team right now. Granted that they don't even have the best record in their division, I don't believe.
Who?
I might be wrong.
Who?
I don't know.
Who are you talking about?
Or no, I meant Rams.
Okay.
I don't think the Rams have
They're
the best.
tied for the best.
Yeah.
They're both 7-2,
Okay.
but the Seahawks have the tiebreaker.
They're not but they're the one team just based on recent play, as you said. They've been,
and they haven't played the
5
Seahawks
6.
yet, and the Seahawks have the tiebreaker because they have one more game in the division. So, and they played the Cardinals twice, and then they lost to the. Who they lose to? In the division. Oh, they lost to the Niners, but they play this week, so that'll be a fun matchup in LA. But on to our midseason award predictions. This is what we wanted to we're in the middle of the season. We want to talk about these teams. We're going to have to shorten this segment a little bit, but it's okay. The award predictions. Devon has Jonathan Taylor. I have a 3-way tie. If I had a vote right now, I would be sitting in that voting room taking way too long.
You're trying to pull like a 1979 MLB, Willie Stargell, Keith Hernandez kind of thing. Just all 3 win it.
It's happened in the NFL before. There's been co-MVPs.
Has there?
Right now, I would give 3 players co-MVPs with how good all of them have been. Jonathan Taylor's carrying the Colts to the 7-2 record. Matthew Stafford, as we said, playing out of his mind, most passing touchdowns in the NFL. It's still only 2 picks. He's looked so good. And then Drake May has also been awesome. You can see the numbers on the screen. He now has 22 touchdowns, 0 picks, and about 2,800 yards. But this was as of week 10. This was through week 10 because we wanted to keep it fair. Like, obviously, Drake May would have 2 more games than the Rams now if we included last night's game, which is kind of unfair to use those stats in a comparison sense. I think like if it's 1A, it's 1A Stafford, 2A or 1B Drake May, 1C Jonathan Taylor, but they're still all so close I can't just pick one. Devon, why do you only have Jonathan Taylor?
Because I think that's the reason the Colts are doing what they are. It's most valuable player. Granted, that normally goes to a quarterback because they're the one that leads the offense, but like, I think the Colts offense is led by Jonathan Taylor instead of
Daniel Jones.
I
thought he's good.
He might be. I don't know. But I know Jonathan Taylor's better, and he's the one leading the team. MVP, most valuable player. I think he's been the most valuable for his team.
Sorry.
I was going to say, I think the other 2 teams, the quarterback obviously is helping them a lot, but I think Jonathan Taylor is the biggest part of the Colts' success.
And then as we go to the Offensive Player of the Year, it's kind of obvious with our MVP picks. It's Jonathan Taylor. If he wins MVP, no chance in the world he doesn't win Offensive Player of the Year. Jackson Smith-Njigba has been really good and is on pace currently to break Calvin Johnson's all-time receiving record, so it'll be really interesting. But Jonathan Taylor, there's the amount of touchdowns he scores from scrimmage is remarkable. You can see the numbers, almost 1,400 scrimmage yards already, 6.4 yards per touch, which is absurd. And then 17 touchdowns. He already I think has more or is about to have more touchdowns than Saquon Barkley had last year, and Saquon Barkley had one of the generational running back seasons. So he's by far and away the offensive player of the year if you think he's going to win MVP, and both Devin and I think he has a good shot at the MVP. Then we go to the defensive player of the year. Devin has Myles Garrett. I have Nick Bonito. Bonito, I have the pressures. The way he's impacting games, obviously Myles Garrett always has impact. He's got 11 sacks, which is more than Benito.
He
Benito
leads the league in sacks and tackles for loss.
Yeah. Benito is right behind him in both categories, and I think just like I think that Benito is going to get help from being on the better defense, just like overall. Like Myles Garrett is really good, and the Browns are a really good defense, but this Broncos is a top unit and is single-handedly winning them games, like consistently, and he's a big part of that, helping the rest of his crew also get pressures. They're one of like the 3 teams that is top 3, has 3 players with 35 plus pressures, or I forgot the exact stat, but like he's helping the rest of his D line also create pressure for the quarterback. So Benito is my pick.
I mean, Garrett leads the league in sacks and tackles.
Myles Garrett would probably be my second. He's also very good. Then Offensive Rookie of the Year, Devin and I have our differences here. I have Emeka Egbuka. He stepped up for Chris Godwin and Mike Evans this year and has been so good as a rookie wide receiver. The 16.9 yards per catch is absurd, along with 6 touchdowns. Devin, you have Tyler Warren.
Tyler Warren.
Because he has him in fantasy.
Maybe. He only has 60 less receiving yards and is a tight end.
On more catches.
But Tyler Warren has more rushing yards.
Wow.
There's a case. There's a case here.
I know, there's a case. Tyler Warren would be my second, but I didn't want to pick a tie for every award.
He's been like the main guy for Jones to throw to, and I'm not going to try to say his first name, so yeah.
Daniel Jones.
I always call him Nolan.
All right. Then Defensive Rookie of the Year, that is Carson Swearinger. Devin did not update his name, so blame Devin why the graphic is wrong.
The numbers are right.
The numbers are correct. He's a lot of tackles.
1.5 sack.
Nick Emanwari is the 18th highest rated corner on PFF. He's got 6 pass breakups and 32 tackles. He doesn't have any interceptions, but that's not necessarily a negative on a corner because he's not getting targeted a ton because he's been so good in coverage that he's not allowing passes to be thrown at him. Corners, it's kind of a good thing if you don't always hear their name. He's not allowing a ton of yards, and he's got the 6 pass breakups. He's one of the highest graded corners via PFF. It's kind of he's my Defensive Rookie of the Year. This is a harder position to pick, especially for corners, and a harder award to pick but Swearinger has also been really good. He would be in the top 3 for my Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I just kind of was looking at. I don't know much about defensive players at all. I know like Parsons and Garrett, but trying to find a rookie was kind of difficult. So this is who I settled on.
And then Comeback Player of the Year. I have Aiden Hutchinson. Devin has CMC. CMC does not have 7,000 yards.
Whoops. Maybe in his career.
The 4 touchdowns, I think, are correct.
I'll get the real number.
But yeah, last year CMC had that lingering calf injury that kind of held him out for a lot of the year. Aiden Hutchinson fractured his tibia and fibia in that really gross injury against the Dallas Cowboys, and then came back and has done amazing things for the Lions defense, really helping them be one of the better teams in the whole NFL. And CMC's also been pretty good.
I'll get his real numbers in 1 sec. As soon as these.
Yeah, both. I mean, CMC would have been my second. Again, we just
626.
Yeah, 626 rushing yards.
So yeah, the 7 was just in there on accident.
Changing it. That, by the way, on here won't do anything for the viewers.
I am aware. Thank you. Almost like they were downloaded predeterminedly. But yeah, 626. So just ignore the 7.
And then Coach of the Year, our last award to give out. We both agree on Mike Vrabel. I really wanted to say Ben Johnson, but I couldn't. I was sad. But
why couldn't you?
Vrabel's been. I think this team has less talent overall than the Bears, and he's done more with less talent, arguably. So That was what I made. Mike drove my pick. But that'll wrap it up for our midseason awards as we will take another break before our Week 11 game picks. And welcome back. I do not have it pulled up, but we are going to make our game picks. Sorry, I don't have the records pulled up. They are on screen. I know Devon has the most out of anybody that we've had on the show. We've had a couple guest pickers. There's no guest picker this week.
We don't even have Brody this week.
We don't have Brody or Luke this week. We just want to get this episode out with everything we've been busy here at PC3 Media working on other stuff. So, if my Canva can load, I can tell you.
I got
okay,
stuff.
so Devon's 36 and 19. I'm 27 and 18. Brody was 21 and 9. Luke was 9 and 6, and our guest picker was 9 and 6. I think it was Brendan both times. Funny enough. But I can pull up my game picks. I needed the records overall.
Well, Commanders Dolphins is the last international game. Be at 8:30 a.m. So if you want to see two bad teams play, we are very sorry for international people having to watch that.
This is no.
It's Spain, right?
Yeah, I think so. No, Commanders or no Jane Daniels Commanders. Gosh, how hard is that to say? Playing the Dolphins. Both teams are bad. Also, we do not include the Thursday night games in these predictions because our show's on Friday, so it would be hard to like.
It's because I'd be even better if we did. So.
All right.
Commanders Dolphins. Who?
I'm taking the Dolphins.
I'm taking the Commanders because they don't have Tua Tagovailoa as the QB.
To be fair, when I looked at this, I saw that the Dolphins were the home team. It was not registering in my head that they were in Spain. So they're not really a home team, but I still think Tua can kind of carry over what he's done 2 of the last 3 weeks.
Turn the ball over?
Play well.
Oh.
Enough to win. So
we'll see.
We'll
see.
Then I have the Falcons and the Panthers. The Falcons are at home. They desperately need a win if they want to keep this season alive. And I think Mr. Michael Penix gets back on track and plays pretty well, helping his team get a win over the Panthers in a record-wise upset.
I better be getting some positive comments from Baron Gagan because I'm taking the Carolina Panthers for this game. So I better get messages later about saying thank you for appreciating Bryce Young and how he is better than Michael Penix so far, or seems to be. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Next.
The Bills and the Buccaneers in Buffalo. The Bills have to get right. This will be one of the better games of the weekend. But this is a team that I trust at home. And Josh Allen kind of had a down week last week. He still had 306 yards with that pick. Had an interception. I think he goes back to his Chiefs-like ways and goes for nearly 300 yards and 3 total touchdowns, leading the Bills to a win over the Buccaneers.
I got Bills.
Okay. Texans at the Titans. The Texans are getting hot at the right time. I think Davis Mills is still playing. Am I wrong?
I don't even know who that is.
Davis Mills is still playing, but they're better than the Titans. The Titans are bad.
We didn't discuss it, but this might be the pizza game.
Oh.
That or the Spain one, but I don't think we can count the Spain one because that's the only thing you can watch. And you're not eating pizza at 8:30 a.m. So
Okay.
maybe breakfast pizza. Put a breakfast pizza in the oven.
Yeah, really. Yeah,
So.
Dolphins Commanders is worse.
All
Like
right.
you at least get to watch like a good defense.
Here. We got the cinnamon bun or whatever, the cinnamon
The
rolls.
Cinnabon. Oh wait, that's a brand. That's a
cinnamon roll.
brand that we can't do that.
Cinnamon roll. We got cinnamon
The
rolls.
cinnamon rolls
game of
the week
week.
is the Dolphins and Commanders. The sleep in game of the week. Skip
Sleep
it.
in.
Don't watch it. Just get rest on Sunday instead of watching that game. I said Cinnabon like we're not sponsored by Cinnabon, so no, it is not the Cinnabon game of the week. I would like to clarify. That was,
Texans.
yeah, Texans. Bears at the Vikings.
The Vikings are favorited. They're
Yes, they are.
Why?
They won the first time.
That doesn't mean anything. I have Bears. Because
I have the Bears. I'm fully ready to lose though. Like
go Chicago.
I am fully expecting a loss going into this game. I am horrified. The Bears have to win this game if they want to make the playoffs. This is a must-win with the way the rest of their schedule works out. They have to win this game.
Don't expect a loss. Be ready for a win.
I'm ready for a win, but you are not. Devin, you have not experienced Bears football long enough to
I haven't
know.
experienced Cubs baseball long enough technically either, but
Yeah, you witnessed just bad Cubs teams. You haven't witnessed the Chicago Bears. Even when they're good, they're not.
it's a different coach.
I'm picking the
coach. This coach is different.
I'm picking the Bears to hold on in a close one. It'll be a good game. Another very good game this week. Oh, it's America's game of the week actually. So I get to listen to Tom Brady. Yay! Actually, no. Tom Brady likes Caleb Williams, so it's okay. We're good. Then the Packers at the Giants. I would love to pick Jameis Winston and the Giants, but I can't. Give me the Packers on the road to get right.
I got Packers.
Then the Bengals travel to Pittsburgh. Unk Bowl Part 2. Joe Flacco, Aaron Rodgers.
Let's go.
Steelers need to win here if they want to keep their division hopes
So do the
alive.
Bengals.
The Bengals need a win, but the Steelers also need a win, and the Steelers are the better team. So when both teams need a win, I'm going to take the team that's better.
On take the team with the better wide receivers. On take the Bengals.
Better wide receivers is your separator. Not better quarterback.
Both of them are practically in retirement homes. What do you mean better quarterback? It's just,
Okay.
can you toss the ball to the guy that's actually not 45 years old and then let them make plays at this point?
The Steelers have playmakers.
Yeah, so do the Bengals.
Okay.
So I'm going to take the Bengals because you always say I take the favorites. So prove you wrong.
Okay. Yeah, but the Steelers, if they lose, will most likely drop in the division because the Ravens have a good matchup. We'll get to them later, but the Ravens have a good matchup this week, so the Steelers are in need of a win.
Well, the Steelers lose, they'll be 5-5. That's perfect for them. Like that's what they are. So
Different. Yeah, I guess that is the optimal outcome for them. They want to be 5-5, but it'll happen later in the year.
I projected a tie for them for a reason. It was so they could be 500. So just be ready for it.
And then the Rams, the Seahawks, the battle of the top team. Oh, you're right. Sorry. Chargers, Jaguars. In Jacksonville, but
I don't think that matters.
Trevor Lawrence is not playing good enough football for me to want to pick them right now. I still trust Justin Herbert. He's top 7 quarterback probably in the NFL. Give me Jay Herbo and the Chargers.
Herbert. Chargers.
Awesome. All right, then Seahawks, Rams in LA. Doesn't matter. Fans they don't have fans. It'll be. Well, I
Did
guess
you say LA don't have fans?
the Rams do not. If you watched the
Is it like a Tampa Bay thing where they're not actually in LA or something, or what?
No, the fans just don't go to the games. Like every time a division rival plays the Rams, the stadium is at least half of the other. Like on Thursday night when it was Rams 49ers in LA, half the stadium was red. In 49ers colors.
Why?
They just the Rams used to be in St. Louis. So I don't know.
So is Cardinals fans there or something? All the red?
Then when they played the 49ers.
St. Louis. Oh.
Oh my God.
So I have the
so
Seahawks.
the home field doesn't matter, but Matthew Stafford is playing like an MVP. I have the Rams.
Sam Darnold's also playing close to an MVP as well, so I have Sam Darnold.
I think this Rams defense has been playing way too good, too, on top of that. They have a dynamic pass rushing duo with Byron Young and Jared Verse on the edges. Expect them to make an impact. Give me the Rams. Then the 49ers play the Cardinals in Arizona. It's another NFC West matchup. Brock Purdy,
49ers.
is this a good comeback game for him? In my opinion, I think he does enough to get the win. I think this will be close.
But the
are
Cardinals
still
probably
decent,
blow it.
but I think the 49ers will come away victorious.
49ers.
Awesome. Then the Ravens, Browns. The Ravens have Lamar Jackson, so that's the pick. And I think that would catapult.
It is a division game, though. To be fair.
I think that would
it's a home Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, that would catapult them if the Steelers lose to first in the division. So, which is so funny because it would knock the Steelers out of the playoffs by like 2 spots, and then the Ravens would be in the playoffs because of seeding. But then
this could be a little trap game. Like, it is home Browns
it's
division rival.
trappy, but Lamar they've lost too many games that they already shouldn't have lost this year for them to pick against them right now. Then Chiefs, Broncos in Denver. It's a great matchup. It's one of the games of the week. It's up there with Buccaneers, Bills. Both these teams really good. The Chiefs desperately in need of win. The Broncos trying to continue their psychotic ways of winning. I don't know what verb to describe it, but they're dumb and annoying.
Magical.
The magical ways of winning. The dumb magical ways of winning. But I talked about it a little bit earlier. Andy Reid is really good off a bye, and Patrick Mahomes does not lose back-to-back games, even though he's done it this year. But shh. Give me the Chiefs.
I'm taking Broncos.
Of course you are. Of course you are. I picked the favorites. Of course you are. Yeah, you do.
Yep.
Actually, Casey's favorited.
I know.
That's shocking. I'm surprised it's not the Broncos. Well, that's how bad the Broncos have been playing lately. Then it's the Eagles and Lions on Sunday Night Football. It'll be one of the better primetime games for the rest of the season. The top 2 teams in the NFC, in my opinion, as I showed off by the power rankings, give me the Eagles. That would put the Bears in first place in the NFC North.
I don't have Bears being in first place in the NFC North, so I got the Lions winning.
Which is fine. It's going to be a really good game, but I don't know how many road primetime against good team games the Lions can win in one season.
I'm just saying the run game for the Eagles not been great this year, and the Lions have a good run game. So
it wasn't good against the Vikings, and this Eagles defense is better than the Vikings. They're both really good defenses, so I can't really say that.
And then Monday Night Football.
Yeah, Monday Night Football is the Cowboys and the Raiders. This would have been a Pizza Game of the Week candidate if it wasn't on Monday Night Football. This is a go-to-bed early game in catch-up.
Or late dinner. You can have a late dinner. Eat instead of
dessert. Ice cream and strawberries game of the week is the Monday Night Football. Go catch up on sleep Monday night. I know you'll be tired after the long weekend. You'll wake up early on Monday. Go make up for your sleep and sleep through this Monday Night Football game. I'm just kidding. Enjoy sports. Watch this, but it's not going to be a good game. I will take the Cowboys, though.
I'm taking Cowboys, but Ashton Gentier could need you Monday night, so play well.
Oh, my gosh.
Play well.
All right. Well, that was all for us this week. Hopefully we'll be back on next week. It's not Thanksgiving break yet, so we should be good. We're towing the rubber on Monday for sure. It might be a Blitz crossover, kind of. So.
Oh, yeah, because we didn't talk about the gambling stuff that's happening everywhere.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. But until next time, this was Towing the Rubber. I'm Johnny Clumpy, joined by
Devon Osman. Producer Henry